Hello? Yes, it is. Yeah, yes, I am. Well, I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Yes, for the time being, all contributions are being channeled through him. Yes. Right. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just a minute. Come on.
Dr. Phillips, I tried calling you, but I couldn't get through.
Yes, I know. I've been on the phone for 2 solid hours.
I guess it's because you just announced you're running for Congress, huh?
Yes, it is. And if that's why you're here, I'd rather we talk about it a little bit later. I still have a few phone calls to make before I go out.
This is personal, Dr. Phillips. Very personal. I don't know anyone else I can trust. I realize you're busy, but I need to talk.
What's this?
What?
Call Owen McElhaney urgent. I guess Sharon must have thought I was coming right back here. Hold off on your call. Let me check this out with him.
Ben,
What?
if I tell you something, you promise you won't get angry?
Maybe. Does it have anything to do with this message here?
Yeah, Owen called just as I was leaving the house, and I was supposed to tell you when I got here. Sorry.
Did he say what it was about?
I was just joining him tonight at the yacht club. I really didn't mean to forget. I just forgot. Are you mad at me?
No. Actually, I'm relieved. I guess the urgent was Owen trying to be funny, right?
You know what? We could still join him. He said he's going to be on the boat all evening.
Do you really want to do that?
Well, I think it would be fun. I copied down the number. It's in my purse. You call him, look for the number in there, and I will call Alma and tell her where we'll be.
The last time we were with Owen, you couldn't wait to get home. Why the big change?
Well, everybody deserves a second chance. You want to go, don't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Alma! Hey, it's Lori. What's going on? Oh, good. Everything's going fine? Well, so how did he do at dinner? Was he okay? Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, listen, we're going to go over to the yacht club tonight, just for a little while. Ben.
Huh?
Give me the number. Okay, here's the number.
555-9864.
555-9864. That's the number on the boat, okay? Great! All right, see you later. Thanks. All right, everything's all set. Scotty's been an angel as usual.
You want to tell me who sent you this telegram?
Dave Phillips for Congress. Tell me, do you think he has any chance of beating Wainwright or Carruthers?
No, and I've already told him that. But obviously he thinks he can.
Well, tell him I said congratulations.
Well, he's going to be here any minute. Yeah, we're going over to the church. We're going to see our minister, Reverend Cruz, and discuss the wedding.
Oh, I'd really love to, but I gotta run. But listen, if Nancy shows up, please give Ione a call.
Oh, don't worry about Nancy. When this whole problem with the rent blows over, I'm sure that she's going to be back staying with her. I sure wish we knew where she is, though.
Yeah. Well, if she does show up, call Ione anyway.
You can count on it.
Okay, thanks again, Terry.
Bye, Carla.
Bye-bye.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, Harold, yeah. Well, yes, I have been referring them all to you. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, I was going to suggest the same thing. What time tonight? Fine. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's right. You don't have to apologize.
It's been that way all day long.
I suppose you really don't have time for this, do you?
If it's important, I have the time. Excuse me. Sit down.
Thank you.
I understand that Courtney's request for the annulment was denied.
Yes.
And things didn't still work out the way you wanted them to, did they?
Well, obviously you know more about this than I thought you did.
Oh, no. I saw Judge Sawyer yesterday, and he told me about his verdict.
That was all he told you?
Yes?
Well, then how did you know that...
Because you're here.
He didn't say anything about Tina's testimony?
No?
She did a little improvising on the witness stand. She said that I'm the father of her child.
I see. And that upsets you.
Of course I am. She's lying.
You lied first.
Oh,
Now,
but...
just hold it. I'd like to feel sorry for you, Vaughn, but I can't. You were the one who threw away the rule book first when you lied under oath about your affair with Tina. You can't expect somebody else not to do the same thing. You reap what you sow, Vaughn. It all comes back to you one way or the other. Justice was served in spite of what you tried to do.
Was it, Dr. Phillips?
I think so.
I was trying to get back the woman that I love. You told me to hold on and love her stubbornly.
Yes, but hold on because of love, not manipulate and degrade.
Oh, please, Dr. Phillips. Everything is falling apart, and I don't know what to do.
Well, you could start by telling the truth.
About what?
About you and Tina.
And what's that gonna prove?
That'll prove that you want to be helped.
But I do. More wrong was done to me than was done to Courtney.
What gives you the right to say something like that? That is the height of arrogance.
Well, what gives you the right to say that I can't?
Because you're here asking for my help. I mean, I gave you advice before, Vaughn, and you imposed your own interpretation on it. And I'm not going to let that happen again. If you want my help, you're going to have to be honest with me. And you'll have to start by admitting that you lied about your affair with Tina.
Lori, it would be wise, safe, and advisable for you to come home now. Well?
Well, what? What do you want me to say?
Oh, you might start with who sent it. It isn't signed.
Is it really that important?
Yes, it is. All right, let's start with something a little easier. Is this telegram the reason you came home?
No. You're the reason I came home. I missed you.
After you got the telegram.
Do you honestly think that?
Circumstances would make it seem that way.
Did circumstances have anything to do with the way that we made love last night? Was that all a lie? Do you think that was all a lie?
No.
Good. Brian sent it because he was worried about you.
Brian was worried about me? Yeah, well, that fits his level of maturity.
Look, maybe it wasn't the most appropriate thing to do, but Ben, his heart was right.
No, his heart is in the same place it's always been, completely off limits to everyone and everything. Laurie, he sent you this telegram for totally selfish reasons.
Well, I don't understand.
He and Vanessa are involved in something he doesn't want me to know about. She's been pursuing this friendship with me, and that makes Brian very nervous. He's even told me that. Brian wants me to stay away from her, and he is using you, Laurie. He's using you as a way of doing that.
Look, whatever's between Vanessa and Brian, it's their business. If I'm in the way, I'm
Laurie,
sorry.
it has to do with Beverly Randolph and Barbara Gilbert.
What?
I think Jean may have been onto something after all.
If you were perfectly honest with yourself, you would have to admit that you have suspected that he was all along. From the very beginning. It was obvious to me and everyone else because you were so angry with him.
I was angry because I didn't think he was right. He was making accusations he couldn't back up.
All right, maybe that's true.
It is true.
Fine. But you knew Gene. You knew that he was a responsible reporter. You knew that he was a good friend. What harm would it have been for you to sit down and talk to him? Ben, why were you so defensive? You had a perfect opportunity to set him straight. Why didn't you?
Because I didn't want to dignify his theory.
Or is it because you were trying to protect someone?
Who?
Vanessa Fazan.
Laurie, that is ridiculous.
Now look, let me finish before you start accusing me for being the hysterical wife. I'm not suggesting that there was something going on between the two of you. I know you love me too much for that. But even secure with that knowledge, I cannot ignore the facts. Now, Vanessa Vazan is unlike any woman you've ever met.
So are you.
She's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's mysterious. Come on, Ben, you are fascinated with her, and please, please, don't insult my intelligence by denying that. Believe it or not, I can accept this to a point. But when it gets past that point, where you are siding with Vanessa over Jean Redlin, then my acceptance stops. And I get nervous.
Why would I protect Vanessa? Laurie, listen to me. You're conveniently ignoring the fact that I have suspicions of my own about the woman. Now, how can I do that and protect her at the same time?
You tell me, Ben.
There is nothing to tell, Laurie.
Then why change? Ben, you don't know any more now than you knew before I left. Why else would you push Jean like that? Why would you push him away if it wasn't because you wanted to find out what was going on around here without another explanation that makes sense?
Yes, there is. Maybe I didn't want Jean to discover a few things that I just didn't want him to see. Like how unhappy I am and how much I really hate all of this.
All right, I lied about my affair with Tina.
Thank you.
I don't suppose I have the right to ask this, but please don't tell anyone.
I won't.
I don't suppose it matters that I was fighting her on her own terms.
Since when do two wrongs make a right?
Yeah, but my honesty got me nowhere. I can't even begin to count the number of times that I told her that I loved her. But it didn't work.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, telling someone something is never as effective as showing them. And all you ever showed Courtney was your contempt, no matter what your intentions were.
But by your same logic, then, I can't go to Courtney now and tell her how much I love her. It'll sound like more empty words.
Well, probably, but I don't think that's the issue here.
But of course it's the issue. I've got to make some connection in all of this.
With what? What are you going to take to her that's any different?
I've learned a valuable lesson. I won't make the same mistakes.
No, you'll make different ones.
Of course I'm going to still make mistakes. What are you expecting? Perfection? Look, as arrogant as you may think I am, I'd never go so far as to say that I'm flawless.
I'm not asking you to say that you are.
But if we were back together again, we could go back to that concept of loving stubbornly that we talked about.
If you're going to quote me, at least do it accurately.
But that is what you said, to love her stubbornly.
And unselfishly. You can't separate the two. You get into big trouble if you do.
And unselfish. Is anyone really unselfish?
I think so.
Well, then how? How does someone become unselfish? Because it goes against every survival instinct that I have.
Well, can you really say that you've been happy with the survival instinct and where it's taken you? If one thing doesn't work, Vaughn, you try something else.
But what are you asking me to try?
Have you ever heard the saying, greater love has no man than this, that he lays down his life for his friends?
We talked about this before.
Yes, we did. And you obviously didn't hear me. If you really want to understand about unselfish love, you can't ignore the best role model that God ever gave us. You have to at least look at what he did.
Oh, I mean, what are you asking for? Some sort of a commitment?
No, because you wouldn't know what you'd be committing yourself to. But I think you should read this. And then, if things go all right, then we can talk about it.
The Bible?
Yes, have you ever read it?
No.
Why don't you start with the Gospel of John? It's sometimes called the Love Gospel. Do you have any plans for this evening?
No.
Well, you're welcome to stay here. I have to go out for a little bit, but when I get back, we can discuss it. I don't want to force you into anything, Vaughn, but I think it would be to your advantage if you took me up on this.
And 6,000 from Chase Miller. Good. Now, the obvious thing to do next is to contact Bud Fletcher.
Right.
See if we can... Are you expecting someone?
Well, no, it's open.
Mr. Myers. Oh, Congressman Crothers.
Mr. Redlin,
I really didn't expect to see you here.
your expectations are hardly my concern.
Yeah, well, it's true, but yours are mine. You see, I wanted to stop by and get a statement from your campaign manager about Dave Phillips' announcement. But I'd rather have yours instead.
I'm sure you would.
Would you care to make one?
Yes, Mr. Redlin, I think I would.
Well, ready when you are.
I don't think Dr. Phillips is going to be a problem for me. In fact, I think it might be somewhat of an advantage. I feel like I'm playing in a football game against a team with 2 quarterbacks instead of 1. A confusion that suits the opponent very well.
Yes, my unhappiness hasn't been hidden from everyone.
I can only speak for myself.
I guess I'm the only one who's been blind through all of this. But you see, I kept thinking that things would have to get better. I just kept hoping that the work would somehow push me through the uneasiness. It just got worse. I haven't seen more than 3 cases of any significance since I've been here. Surgery has been nuts and bolts. Didn't offer any kind of challenge. Even the plastic works that Brian taught me was a bore. Brian.
Do you want to tell me what's going on there?
Same thing that's been going on from the very beginning. Only once again, I was just too blind to see it. I mean, all of his charm, Laurie, all of his carefree attitude, his carefree philosophies, that's nothing more than a cover, an excuse not to accept any responsibility about anything. And he can get away with that approach to life here because here no one expects him to act any differently. Every one of his patients exactly the same way.
Aren't you being a little harsh?
No, I've seen it too much in my own patients to ignore it. Laurie, they sit here. They literally sit here in this chair and tell me that their money makes them special, that it entitles them to perfect health, physical beauty, freedom from the law. They buy themselves a world where they never have to hear the word no.
And how are you any different?
Is that an accusation?
No. It's a sincere question. Then I understand your unhappiness and I respect your sense of responsibility. But your sense of responsibility doesn't have the same foundation it used to. Without a commitment to God, you're free to set your own guidelines. And you can get on some very shaky ground, Ben. Those guidelines are subjective as anyone else's. I mean, without a right and a wrong from him, you're very vulnerable. Oh, I know I've made you mad now. Go ahead and yell.
No, I'm not going to yell.
You're also not going to say how you've turned away from God?
No, and I'm not going to say something I don't mean just to make you happy. Laurie, I feel there are a lot of decisions that have to be made, and my relationship with God is one of them, but I'm just not ready to make it right now.
Yeah, well, that's a decision that's too important to put off.
I'm willing to live with the consequences.
Well, I'm not. Ben, for me, would you please come back to where you were?
Hi.
Hi.
You feeling all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm just a little tired. Say, where were you tonight? We were supposed to meet with Reverend Cruz.
Oh, yes. I forgot. I'm sorry, Terry.
Well, I tried to call you, but I couldn't get through.
Yes, I know you couldn't. Look, what did he say?
Well, he was very understanding, especially in light of the article he read in this evening's paper. I suppose that was why I couldn't get through.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was hoping that you hadn't seen that. I wanted to tell you myself. Forgive me?
Ask me after a couple of hours.
Uh-oh.
What?
I can't stay.
Dave?
Well, Harold's waiting for me right now.
Oh, the campaign.
Yeah. Terry, we prayed about this.
Well, if Harold's waiting, then you've got to go.
Look, $50,000 has got to be a confirmation. Please don't be angry. I wouldn't do this if I didn't think the Lord wasn't in it.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just tired.
Love is very patient and kind, never jealous or envious, never boastful or proud, never haughty or selfish or rude. Love does not demand in its own way, is not irritable or touchy. It does not hold grudges, and will hardly even notice when others do it wrong. It is never glad about injustice, but rejoices whenever truth wins out. If you love someone, you will be loyal to him, no matter what the cost. You will always believe in him and always expect the best of him. And always stand your ground in defending him.